Hello, welcome to this tutorial. We're going to see how you can create a subscription box with the subscription feature so you can allow your customers to select the content of their subscription. Let's get started.
A subscription box is a dynamic way to create a box of different items customers can subscribe to, like this product here. This is a box of pastries, and it's a weekly subscription that is renewed and delivered once a week. So customers who see this and want to subscribe will just need to click here on Create Your Box to start configuring the content of the box. They'll get this first step, for example, where they can choose the pieces of cake they want to get in their boxes. We have lots of cakes to choose from. If I click on any of the images, I'll see the product details to the right, including the pricing on its own, the quantity, and the additional information. Let's close this. Let's select two of these cakes. Here we have the price of the box so far. Let's click next. And here's the second step where I can choose ice cream flavors to get with the products I just selected. Let's do this and this. And the pricing is updated. Let's click next. And that's it. So this subscription box only had two steps. Here I can see the products I selected. So everything I'm going to get in the subscription box and the order details. And then I can click on Proceed to Checkout to pay for this subscription box and subscribe. I can also edit the content before proceeding to checkout by just clicking on Edit like this. So for example, maybe I don't want to get this one, I want to get this one instead. Next, and there we go. Once I'm all done, I can click on Proceed to Checkout. Now that we have seen an example of a subscription box, let's go see how to configure the options and how to create a box. So here we have the panel of the subscription feature. First, you need to make sure the subscription box module is enabled in the module section. You'll find it right here. It is enabled. So once you have it enabled, you'll see this section, subscription box. And here's where you can configure the general options for this module. So this first option can be enabled if you just want customers to add one subscription box to the cart and not multiple boxes. You can also choose to show the site logo in the box creation setup and upload it right here. We saw this logo while selecting the products for the box. Then here's the label that replaces the Add to Cart button only for subscription boxes. As we saw before, it's Create Your Box, and you can edit it if you want it to say something different. Then we have the colors for the buttons, the header, and the footer. We have the pagination option. You can enable this to set how many products you want to load at a time. It works with infinite scrolling, so here we have 15 products at a time. Let's say I have 30 products for step number 1. At first, 15 products will be displayed, and then if I scroll down, the remaining products will be loaded. And if you keep the option disabled, all products will be loaded immediately in each step. And last, this is a very important option. You can enable this to allow customers to edit the box from my account. So if this is enabled, once they subscribe to a box, they can go edit the content of it for the following deliveries. Now let's see how you can create a subscription box. Let's go create a new product. First, we need to name the product. We'll do a box similar to the one we saw at the start of the video. And now here in product data, we need to select the product type. In this case, it's going to be subscription box. Once you select the type, you'll see these tabs and these options. First, we can decide how to manage pricing for this box. We can choose between adding up prices or a fixed price. So if we choose the first option, we'll be using the actual price of each product in the box. So if a customer selects a product that is $2 and another one that is $3, the box will be $5. But if you choose the other option to set a fixed price, you can, for example, set 20 here, and no matter which products or how many of them are selected, the total price for this box will be $20. Let's choose Setup Prices. Then you can choose to offer a fixed or a percentage discount. Let's disable this. And then we'll find the same options we have for regular subscriptions. Here we can choose how often customers will need to pay for the subscription. For example, let's do it once a week. So once a week, the subscription will be renewed and delivered. Here you can decide if the subscription will have an expiration time or not. You can request a sign-up fee if you want to. You can apply subscription limits. This is to make sure customers only get one of these subscriptions active at a time, or one of them in their entire customer history. Here you can override pausing and cancellation settings, for example, to never let them pause the subscription or to apply some limits. Same here, never let them cancel or apply some limits. If you choose to allow it with some limits, you'll be able to set the limit here. For example, you can let them cancel the subscription 30 days after it's created, so they get a few boxes before being able to cancel it. And you can also make sure they cancel within a specific time frame before the next renewal. Let's do 2. That way, I'm making sure I won't have their boxes prepared yet. And here are 2 options that are specifically related to subscription boxes. This one is to decide how many days before the renewal day you want to send the email reminder with the box content to the customer. And this one is how many days before the renewal date you want to allow them to edit the box. We can do, for example, 2 days for both of these. And now we can move on to box. This is the actual section where you'll be setting which products can be selected to get in this box. So we have step 1 here. You can of course create just one step for the entire box or do several steps. Here you can choose to have all products for this step, specific products or specific categories. If you select all products, you'll only have one step here. But if you select specific products or categories, you'll have the option to add more steps. So let's do specific categories here, and let's select cake slices for this first step. Here you can set minimum and maximum rules for a product selection. What this does is limit the number of products customers can choose. So for example, you can make sure they choose at least 1 cake slice and a maximum of 3. And you can make sure they only get 1 unit of the same product. So they can only get 1 of each flavor. Then we have the step label. Let's do choose your cake slices. And you can enter some text here in case you want to explain anything to your customers or add additional text. And once you're done, you'll see this button right here to add another step. So this one is going to be the step where we have the ice cream flavors. As you can see, I don't have the option to choose all products because we already created one step with specific categories. Let's select specific categories again, and let's select the ice cream and yogurt category. We have the minimum and maximum rules here again. I'm not going to enable this option. Let's add a label for the second step. No additional text here. And here's the button again. We can keep adding steps, but we'll just have these 2 steps. And here's the last option to configure. If you want to, you can set minimum and maximum values for the box in order for customers to be able to get the box. So I configure the pricing to add up the individual prices of the item selected. And I want to make sure the minimum value of the box is 15 and the maximum value is 30. That way, customers won't be able to order it if the total value of the item selected is less or more than this. Once you're all done, you just have to publish the product and customers will be able to subscribe to this box. Now you know how to enable the module, configure the options, and create a subscription box in just a few simple steps.
Okay, so you can configure and use this feature. See you soon in the next video tutorial.